scam warning: how thieves are posing as law enforcement to try and steal your money. And a wiener wedding: how Oscar Meyer will help you cover a lot of the cost of saying I do. You're watching The Rundown. Hello, everyone. I'm Robin Winston. The Los Angeles Sheriff's Department is warning of a scam where someone poses as a sheriff's deputy. Officials say scammers will often use the names of real Sheriff's Department personnel, then demand a payment of a fine for failing to respond to jury duty or an outstanding warrant. They pressure victims to buy prepaid cards, and once the victim makes the purchase, the scammer instructs them to read the gift card numbers over the phone. Thousands of service workers with the LA Unified School District have voted to ratify what's described as a historic labor agreement. The agreement was first reached late last month after a strike closed schools for 3 days. Roughly 30,000 union workers voted on the proposed contract, which met the union's demand for better pay and benefits. The next step is for the Board of Education to approve the deal. That's expected to happen April 18th. There may be another consequential fight ahead over women's rights to abortion. The Biden administration is vowing to fight a federal judge's decision to halt the FDA's approval of a commonly used abortion pill. The Trump-appointed federal judge in Texas ruled that the FDA had not adequately reviewed the scientific evidence when it approved the drug back in 2002. Then an hour later, an Obama-picked judge in Washington state issued another ruling ordering the access to the drug to be preserved in 17 states. In response, Health and Human Services Secretary Javier Becerra says the court ruling that threatens the availability of the pill is, quote, not America.
Mifepristone is one of the safest and most effective medicines that we've seen over the last 20 years to help women with their health care, especially abortion care. So it is incumbent upon us as a country to make sure women have safe and effective medication.
The dueling court orders make it likely that the issue will escalate to the Supreme Court. Several rounds of strong winter storms have come and gone, and now business is booming for landscapers all across Southern California. And the rain, all the rain has left weeds standing several feet tall. Experts with CAL FIRE worry those weeds could dry out come summertime and turn into the perfect fuel for destructive brush fires. That's why they're asking everybody to clear their yards now. Do it now, while the weather is still cool and everything is still green.
I would say the earlier the better. We're expecting probably around June that the fuels will cure, so all the grass is going to start drying.
It could spark and ignite a huge fire, exactly, if you don't do it sooner rather than later.
Landscapers say there's another reason to keep your yard clear, because tall weeds can become ideal homes for pests and even dangerous creatures like mice, rats, and snakes, and you definitely don't want that. Meteorologist Belinda Leon is here and tracking some changes in your forecast.
Hi, everybody. Well, we have low clouds and fog each morning this week. Gradually, the marine layer will burn off. And Monday and Tuesday, we're going to have plenty of sunshine with temperatures still very warm away from the coast, highs in the 70s and 80s. Now, if you want cooler weather, you're going to have to wait until later this week. We're also going to see a slight chance for rain. We have a high pressure currently in control, but that system is going to push off towards the east, and taking its place will be low pressure in the Pacific Northwest. And this dip in the jet stream is going to cause some changes in our forecast. So here's what the weather's going to look like. For example, in Pasadena, starting off the week warm, plenty of sunshine. Clouds increase on Tuesday, temperatures cooler. Wednesday, cloudier, 71. And by Thursday, that's when we're going to have the coolest day of the week, when we're going to need the sweaters, jackets, and we'll have a slight chance for rain.
Billboards across LA and Orange County are raising awareness about the dangers of fentanyl. The campaign is organized by the group Families Against Fentanyl with the message, fentanyl is the #1 cause of death for Americans 18 to 45. This is a personal mission for the group's founder, who lost his son to fentanyl poisoning.
He was a great-hearted man with a lot of future, who had a common ailment and was poisoned for that. And we need to shut off the supply of this material.
The group wants the billboards to get the government's attention and serve as a warning for families. Easter Sunday in Southern California was marked by early morning services. Archbishop Jose Gomez celebrated with a mass in English and Spanish at the cathedral in downtown LA. This is the second year of full-scale events since the start of the pandemic. thousands showed up filling Our Lady of the Angels. The Archbishop's message was one of hope.
In the midst of the hardships, the challenges that we encounter in life, for all of us, there's also hope, hopefully, that we hold on to our hearts, that there is something greater out there that Christ has promised us.
The Easter Mass was also live streamed. The LA Mission served Easter meals all day to hundreds of homeless people and families along Skid Row. Lots of volunteers were also there, including LAPD Chief Michael Moore and Sheriff Robert Luna. The LA Mission says the holidays are an especially crucial time for those in need.
Easter is special for a lot of people, regardless of your faith, and so we wanted to make sure that we brought these services to this population, not just on Good Friday or on a Saturday, but doing it on Sunday morning.
Every Easter, the mission provides food and other basic necessities to those living on Skid Row. More than 1,000 people marched in West Hollywood over the weekend in support of drag shows. It's in response to a string of anti-LGBTQ and anti-drag bills passed by state and city governments all across the country. NBC4's Alex Rozier tells us more.
It was a colorful expression of unity in one of the LGBTQ capitals of the world. More than 1,000 people came together, many wearing drag, saying it's time to fight back.
Well, I think it's frightening what's going on.
GLAAD said there have been 161 incidents of anti-LGBTQ protests, attacks, and threats targeting drag events since early 2022. And Tennessee recently passed a law that equates drag shows as sexual activities. NBC's Antonia Hilton spoke with the author of the bill, State Senator Jack Johnson.
The community is saying they feel attacked by this bill.
Well, they shouldn't, unless they intend to perform sexually graphic entertainment in front of kids.
That's ignorance. That's ignorance when they say this isn't a space for kids.
Lenore and Eileen brought their kids to the event.
They see the fabulousness. They see the color. They see the heels and the lipstick and the wigs. And that's the amazing part.
Maybe a girl was a drag queen that was here too.
People don't have health care, people don't have housing, people can't afford education, people can't even afford eggs and milk, and yet you're coming after drag queens and trans people?
So as the spotlight shines on the LGBTQ community, they decided to end this rally with a march, letting the world know they are moving forward in their push for equality. Alex Rozier, NBC4 News.
For more than 2 hours on Friday, an attempted murder suspect led police on a pursuit across several cities. But you might have missed this moment during the chase. So at some point, a puppy was thrown out of the car in a designer bag. Officials eventually found the puppy. The puppy wasn't hurt, it was okay, and is now safe and sound with police. In all, police took 4 people into custody after the chase. A California program designed to lend money to first-time homebuyers is already out of money. The California Dream for All program offered qualified first-time buyers with the down payment up to 20% of the home's costs. State lawmakers set aside $300 million to help more than 2,000 homebuyers. Well, now all of the funds have been reserved. The California Housing Finance Agency says more money will be available to the program at some point, but it's unclear when. The program is designed to recycle the money when the loans are repaid. LA Metro is implementing new train schedules that will make the final trains of the night leave earlier than before. So the schedule change will impact the Blue, Expo, and Gold lines. The agency is advising users to plan their trips carefully using apps like Google Maps and Apple Maps. LA Metro is ending nightly train services early so it can test the new downtown regional connector that'll travel to and through downtown LA with fewer transfers. The NBA regular season has come to an end, and now players and fans are gearing up for the playoffs. The Lakers finished their regular season on a high note. They beat the Jazz Sunday, 128-117. The Purple and Gold will now take on the Minnesota Timberwolves in a play-in game Tuesday here in LA. As for the Clippers, they finished the regular season with a win over the Phoenix Suns, securing the 5 seed in the playoffs. That means the Clippers and Suns will face each other in the first round as well, starting next Sunday in Phoenix. USC is dedicating their field to USC alum and Olympian Allison Felix. The field sits right there in the middle of Locker Track Stadium where the men's and women's track teams compete. Felix is the most decorated track and field Olympian in U.S. history. USC is honoring her for her achievements and for being an advocate for women and athletes of color. Happy to see it. Mario and Luigi are powering their way through the movie theaters. The Super Mario Bros. Movie has made history as the biggest worldwide opening ever for an animated film. So at nearly $378 million, it broke the record held by Frozen 2. Super Mario's blockbuster opening also points to a strong summer movie season this year. No spoilers here, folks, but if you haven't seen the movie yet, we'll just say be sure to stick around for the mid-credits and post-credit scene. A little something special for you in there. Well, rain delays and high winds marked this year's Masters golf tournament, and when play finally wrapped up, a first-time winner stood above the rest. Jon Rahm rallied in the final round to win. Rahm had won the U.S. Open, but prior to Sunday, the 28-year-old Spaniard had never finished higher than fourth at the Masters. And as it turns out, his first green jacket may have already been fueled by orange chicken. Okay, so let me explain this. Check this out. Take a look at this tweet that Rahm sent out almost 10 years ago. After eating at Panda Express, Rahm got a fortune cookie that read, "Your talents will be recognized and suitably rewarded." And as you can see, he took that to mean that he would go on to win the Masters someday, and he sure did. He was right. Congratulations. Engaged couples can get linked in matrimony courtesy of Oscar Meyer. The meat company is turning its famous Wienermobile into a wedding chapel. Yes, this is actually happening. The unique wedding will happen on April 15th and 16th, dubbed the Wienermobile of Love. I love that name. It'll be parked right next to the Little White Chapel in Las Vegas. And so interested couples can actually sign up for a Wiener wedding on the Oscar Meyer website. Don't miss this opportunity. Couples will be selected on a first-come, first-served basis. The company only asks that you bring your own marriage license, and they'll take care of the food, the travel, and the wedding stay expenses. That sounds like a great deal to me. It sounds like fun. Or shall I say, I do. You can always get news and weather updates on the NBCLA app and our website, NBCLA.com. And be sure to tune into Today in LA on NBC4 weekdays, 4 to 7 a.m. I'll be helping you get around with the traffic reports throughout your morning commute. I'll see you next time on The Rundown.